Okay, guys, so a lot has been happening since the conclusion of the February 25 presidential polls. And it has come to the time when the issue of the stolen mandate has been taken to the tribunal. All right, there is perceived evidences that the court are holding back from fast forwarding or expediting the case. They are still at this stage at the hearing, at the pre-hearing of the petitions submitted by the aggrieved parties and their candidates. All right, so some many things are happening. In fact, this has brought about the post adjournment of hearing day after day, and now we are getting few days to the inauguration of the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right, and many Nigerians, in fact, 90% of Nigerians are calling the CJN and also other people involved to shut down and truncate the inauguration of the president-elect. All right, so they say that May 29 is not sacrosanct and it is not a must that it must hold because the person who has been taken to court is not taken to the court on the grounds of electoral fraud only. It is also taken on the grounds of disqualification. He is not qualified to run. It is not about an issue of qualified to run, but they reach the election. If he was at all qualified to run, then INEC have conducted their election, so they were okay to go ahead and announce the election, the result, and make sure that the inauguration holds. However, this is a case that INEC and the candidate has been taken to court based on the grounds of not qualified to rule. I am questioning now, why do the courts not pay attention to the issue that they are not qualified to rule? That is the point where they are supposed to pay attention to. Okay, so now it has gotten to the point where obedience have seen that these moves by the court are just adjourning the hearing in order to make sure that they linger up till the time when the inauguration is going to happen. And that is what is playing out. In fact, it went to the point where the obedience could not hold it again. Supporters of Labour Party presidential candidate PR'0T have held a peaceful protest at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. The protesters called for their stolen mandates to be returned. They also took the opportunity to pray. In fact, they were praying in front of the petitions tribunal. Some of the inscriptions on the placards that were carried were stuff like INEC, let Nigeria win, Nigerians not for sale, we fight for justice, a fraudulent election cannot produce a credible leader, and many others. In fact, there was a great call for President Muhammadu Buhari to stop the inauguration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right, so it is becoming a growing concern. In fact, this is one of the reasons why Dati Baba Ahmed had to say that no matter what happens, if the president of the country goes ahead to hold the inauguration, then that means that democracy in Nigeria has been murdered. You know what that means? The military can choose to take over because as we are speaking now, we don't know what their plan is. When the constitution has been bypassed, the constitution says that only legible leaders should be inaugurated. And now, there are many petitions in the court that have nullified Tinubu's victory. The court should be able to pay attention, and also, it is not out of place. Of course, there is a constitution, there is a part of the constitution of the country which permits the person in power to continue being in power until the contest has been settled. All right, so with that alone, we can see that I think Buhari is in a haste, just like INEC were in a haste to announce Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Buhari is also in haste to look for a way to leave office. Maybe he has taken, like what I've already stated in one of the channel videos on this channel. The court, Supreme Court, the concerned Nigerians have taken President Muhammadu Buhari and the finance minister to court to be able to account for the $460 that was borrowed from China. The $460 million loan must be accounted for. Part of this money was to be used for the CCTV cameras that was supposed to be fixed in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And now that has failed. That project had failed. But the problem is, where have this money gone to? That is one of the things, that is one of the reasons why they have taken them to court, and they are to produce. They are to state why that money has been, how that money has been used. So that as he's leaving office, how much are we owing China? How much have we paid so far? Those are the things that they want to verify. And I mean, the way the country is going, things are getting even worse. Well, I just wanted to leave this update with you. That's what is going on. There are protests going on right now at the Election Petitions Tribunal. In front of the tribunal, obedience are there. In fact, they are protesting. They are praying in front of them that their stolen mandate should be returned. You can see the frustration in the country. Never has it happened ever before that someone would win the election and the whole country would go into chaos. That means that 90% of the country did not support that person. And you can see what is going on. In fact, the president is just paying a deaf ear. But we remember what happened in other countries. It went to a point where the Western world had to step in. We don't want that to happen in Nigeria, and it is up to the judiciary to be able to stop that. Let me stop there for now. I'll bring you more updates. Do well to subscribe to this channel, and thanks for watching.